Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Charles McCutcheon. I'm your favorite entrepreneur. I'm about to go through some of this business credit. I need y'all to understand it is out there for us. We need to be a part of it. Quick story. I found out about business credit a little bit over 5 years ago. And during that time, over the 5 year period, what I found out is there was money that we can actually get that's tied to our businesses. I know a lot of people don't have it, and I know a lot of business owners don't have a clue about it. And so I lost out on $750,000. And I'm telling y'all this because the reason I lost out on it, I didn't have enough private money guys coming in to take on a deal down in, it was out in Denton, Texas. It was a private community. And I post that in some of the real estate groups that I'm in. I'm more real estate based, but this is for any business owner really. And it's all about funding and setting your business up the right way. So there's no smoke and mirrors to this thing. It's separating personal from business. That's what it comes down to. On average, what I see is $150,000 given out. I've seen more up to 214,000. I think I may have that in here as well. Now, we all know capital is important. A lot of businesses fail. A lot of us don't have the income that we need to move forward. And you go to these banks. That's all people do. I see is go to banks, and then banks deny them, and then or banks give you a little bit of funding, basically to keep your head just above the water. But we never can go get like the real money we need to go do what we need to do. And as you see, per the SBA, the Small Business Administration, a lot of people just don't have enough money. This is what it comes down to. And so with money, you can have too much money, because I see a lot of people with too much money, not many, but you still can have too much money, and it doesn't work well for you that way either. So what I'm covering today, how to get the money, and this is the reason we get the money. You have companies like Walmart, Lowe's, Sam's Club, all those different companies. They're vouching on behalf of your company, on behalf of your business. So you have outside of banks, because everybody says, well, banks not going to give you the money. And I'm saying, okay, stop thinking about banks. Banks are not the only people out there that have funding. There are things called lenders. There's companies that are lenders that have funding, and they have a different set of rules outside of banks. So that's what I use. But you have to start to build it. You are not about to go get business credit next week. You're not about to get funded of $75,000, $100,000 next week. It doesn't work that way, family. It's approximate. You have an approximate time that you need to build up your business. You have to get vendors and everything like that. So I'm gonna go over some of these steps so you understand what I had to go through. And I was denied 5 times. And I'm gonna give y'all examples. These are just real world examples. You can be like, oh, that's easy. I can do that. And so one of the real world examples is Sunoco. Now, you may have heard of them before or may not. Sunoco is just a gas card. That's all it is. You can probably use this for maintenance and gas. So we know we go through a lot going throughout the day, and you get the end of the month and money is short. And most of us are using our own personal money to fill our gas tanks up to go do business. And most of us are using our cars for business, but we don't have a business account to get gas or to do maintenance on our cars. So I just think it's just common sense to me to get it. This is another one. This is a WEX fleet card. It's like a gas card or a credit card. You see $3,000 in a credit line right there. So you can use this to, your tires go out on the 22nd or 23rd of the month. Now you can use this card because you got to pay for it anyway, because you're doing business in your car. You use that, and you still got to pay it off within the terms that you got the card from. All right. So let's say you just received $140,000. How would that help your business? Think about it. Can that help your business? Will it help your business? This is just people that got funded, 140,000 right there. I'm just going to really go through these. These are just deals that I'm doing, have access to. Sam's Club. So that's just another business credit card. If you go to Sam's Club, you have their business card if you're in business. That's just me. It's just my thought process. This is Sam's Club. They gave $2,500 to activate it, and you just use that as well for your business. Staples. Anybody have do business and use their credit cards? You use a credit card to get your printer paper. You have printer paper for your printer. If you're doing business, you probably have a printer at home. They give you $2,500 to use as staples instead of using your personal. So I use business credit. I put these up for real estate. And you can use it for whatever you want to use it for. You can use it for assisted living. That's a whole nother world. So this is somebody who got conditional approval for business credit. This is the highest one. Somebody got $235,000. They got approved for business credit. I'm just showing you that it actually works. I want to thank you for the information you post on Facebook. Follow your advice. I just got approved. I call it true business credit. As you can see, she said true business credit. And I had to coin that term because a lot of people think they have business credit. But if it's attached to me, if it's attached to your social security number and your credit score, you need to separate it. You do not have to use your social security number and your credit score. All right. You have to get access to capital. I'm out there doing it right now, working to get access to more capital. It took me an entire year to get this doggone funding. I need to show you who I am because a lot of people just do business with anybody. And for me, it's like, okay, this is what I do. This is who I am. I'm Charles McCutcheon, best-selling author. I've been doing in real estate for many, many moons, gravitated from doing single family to multi to hotels, now casinos, and developing something in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Now I have the nonprofit as well, working with homeless veterans. I do some motivational speaking, go across the country. I used to be in the Navy. I served my time, used to do ballistic missile defense, and I'm working right now in the cannabis and working on the dispensary up here in Virginia. This is who I co-authored the book. These folks over here, I co-authored this book with them. And for me, this book was like, it was a stepping stone to get into speaking engagements and stuff like that, just working with different people. Because I served my Navy and I love playing ball. So still play. Why am I qualified to teach this? Because I have it, and I've shown other people how to get it. And I think it's best if you have it, you can be able to teach it. You can do a thing, you can teach a thing, and you just show other people. So I give out the tea and people say, dang, Charles, you give out so much free information. And I say, yeah, it's information. Some people use it, some don't. It's information to me. As you can see, I went from enlisted to officer. Not many people get to do that, but anyway. So, I go around the country and I look for successful people. This is Ron LeGrand. This is some of the real estate gurus I consider. This guy right here, he's one of the first ones to do real estate on such a big level that it was amazing to understand that, what he does in the real estate world. I was like, wow, I didn't think, from him being of age, I think he was close to 90 years old, and he was just telling me his stuff. And I was like, wow, this guy has been around. So what I do and what you need to do, go get the best people and learn from them. Go get the best people, learn from them, and then go back and do what they tell you to do. That's the best thing you can do. Go back and do what they tell you to do and learn from the best people. That's Les Brown. I do speaking. And then you have you got this lady right here. She's like, she challenged me like crazy. Oh my goodness. This guy right here, Eric, he taught me how to write books. This guy I was on the left on Shark Tank, Robert Harrington. He is just amazing in what he does as far as how many businesses he has, and he just changed my whole world up, as far as just moving forward and his grind. It's crazy. Dr. Eric Thomas, I just go meet the people, y'all. Y'all know Anthony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki. And it's not about the people per se. It's more about you meeting the right people and utilizing their information that they have. That's what I do. So with business credit, using your EIN, that's not being linked to your social. Anybody can do it. You got to want to do it. People started asking me for help in this, so I just started teaching people and putting out there. There's no gimmicks to this thing. Like I said, there's no backdoor stuff. It's just having the right knowledge, taking the right steps, because they're not going to give you this money just because. One thing I find is a lot of businesses are not set up correctly. And so that's step one. You got to set your business up correctly. And it involves, setting up your corporation, your LLC, whatever you have. And there's such a thing as not getting funded due to the name of your business. There are so many doggone lenders out there. It's freaking crazy. So you have to look at it in another light. I've seen companies out there charge people $500 for their EIN, which EIN is free. And as far as licensing, go to your city, just find out, what you need for your industry, whatever that may be, and then go from there. So a lot of us always have, we have the Gmails, the Yahoos, and I have that as well. But what it does is limit the amount of lenders that will fund you, because it's done by a computer with a lot of lenders. And they will look at your Yahoo or Gmail, and say, nope, we're not going to fund you. And your physical business address, you can use a virtual business address. You don't have to have a building. You can't use a PO box and get funded. That's just going to limit the amount of lenders. That's why I say don't even use it, or UPS. Don't even use it. Just use a virtual business address. I got a few virtual business addresses. You got to get with 411 and get your business set up out there. So these are just different steps that I took to get funded. So you get business credit reporting agencies. You got Dun & Bradstreet, you got Equifax, you got TransUnion, and we still have that on the personal side of things. We have those same different companies, with the exception of Dunn's. So some of y'all may have a business credit profile, and some of you don't. But if you don't, you got to go fix it. So Dun & Bradstreet, they will get in touch with you once you go out to them, and they're going to charge you a certain amount of money. This is what I say. Dun & Bradstreet is a great company. I'm going to tell you to not pay for anything until you know exactly what you need. Make sure you know exactly what you need before you start dishing out all this money to pay for things, because some things you don't need right now. So if you have good personal credit, you can go ahead and get some funding now. And you see it's no documentation, 0% financing. That's from like 6 months to 18 months. A lot of people don't even institute that into their businesses, which they can, but they just don't, because they don't know. So this comes in the form of 5 business credit cards, depending, or you can get 5 trade lines with high limits. It's just different ways, and you can mix and match and make it work. So my thing is, get the money any way you can get the money. There are starter vendors out there like Uline, like Granger. So those are the ones you want to start with. And some of them are net 30 accounts. What that means, net 30, that means you have to pay the bill in 30 days. Net 20, got to pay the bill in 20 days. So there are vendors that don't report. I found that out the hard way. I waited 2 months, and I was working with the company, and they didn't report the company's name. I'm just going to throw them out there. Not that I'm throwing them on the bus or anything. They're a great company, but they don't report. Their name was Seaton. I think it's Setton. They said, no, we don't report anymore. They used to. So you need to find out if the company you messing with, if they report or not. So I start out with 3. I know it says 5 here. I start out with 3, and then I go to 5, and then you go to 10, So I start out with 3 just to make sure that they're reporting, because the vendors that you get, they have to report. If they don't report, then you're not really getting a grade. It's like getting a grade for your business. Just like we get it on the credit side, on our personal side, you get a grade for your company. And so that grade is called a paydex score, and it goes from 0 to 100, and you want to get an 80 or above. So these companies, these vendors like Walmart, Sam's Club, Lowe's, they report on behalf of your company to Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Experian. So they report, and I know I said TransUnion, but that's on the personal side before. So some vendors, Quill, Uline, Granger was another one I listed, but there's tons of vendors. You can look up, go online, look up net 30 vendors, and then you can get a lot of them there. There goes some more. Dell, Apple. These are not the first ones that you get, though. When I started out wrong, trying to get all the Dells and Apples, and when I was supposed to go with Quill and Uline and things like that. So Quill, just something for them. What they do is you may have to make a couple of payments for them to send you anything, for them to report on your business. It may take 90 days. Everybody's business is different. And there's another one, Staples, Office Depot. So there's Amazon, Best Buy, Radio Shack, Sunoco, Macy's. You got a Wex Fleet card. So 10 reported accounts. I like to go 10 to 15 to get, and that's to get to the money. And this is without a personal guarantee. So, and they just give you more. You can say 10 times, I say 5, I say 3 to 5 times higher than what like a bank would give you. That's just me and what I found out. That's something I'm working on right now. Uh, that's something I did work on. So what I'm gonna do, this is my information right here. Uh, you can go online right now, y'all. You don't even have to go that far. You can go online to YouTube, go into Charles McCutcheon and type in business credit and stay on that channel. I got about 5 different business credit videos in a sense that's kind of breaking it down and really going into the weeds on this thing. So I just put this together because I want people to know that we can do it. You don't have to wait on anybody. You definitely can make it happen for you and yours. Uh, Charles M. Speaks at Yahoo. There's another hiddengemconsulting.com. That's where I have a lot of courses, and you got a lot of free information from real estate to nonprofits to government contracts to private money to just different things, that I've experienced. So you can download a lot of stuff there as well. So Charles McCutcheon, I'm all over social media. I'm your favorite entrepreneur. I'm hungry, y'all. Nobody gonna stop me. Right now, I'm working on a build out in Virginia Beach, Virginia. It's 170 million or 200 million. And we're working on getting the funding right now. I probably have about 10 from private money to hedge fund guys that want to look at the information, working with the city as well. And we're just going to keep moving. And my goal is to just get money to a point to where there's no shortage of money. We all know this. And the money just keeps coming in. Y'all take it easy.